Hey guys, Tyrant here bringing you this quick tip on infiltration unit spawns. People want to know, is there any easy pattern to remember as to which door they will spawn from? Infiltration units will always spawn from the same location on the building, no matter where on the building you decide to click. Here I click closer to the door on the left and they spawn from that door, but then I switch over to the door on the other side of the building and click next to that, but they still spawn from the door on the left. Note that now I have switched base spawns so that I'm spawning in the south rather than the north, but still the infiltration units come out of the same door. Okay, so now you're asking, do they spawn from the same door on a specific building across every different map? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Here on Kolodny Firma they spawn from this end of the church, but on Moscow outskirts they spawn from the other end. Even with the exact same building on a map, they still spawn from different doors, which we can see illustrated here on Vaux farmlands.
The partisan squad has arrived and is ready for orders.
So now you're probably thinking, well, maybe they'll spawn more from a specific direction, such as north, south, east or west, with respect to the standard camera angle. However, that is also not the case. I did a test across several different maps and it came out dead even. So sorry, there is no easy to work out pattern that I could figure out at least. However, think of it this way, if you do decide to memorize a few spawns, this is an area where you could get an edge over your opponent. Players from either side can spawn infiltration units from the Axis-built trenches. This can be useful for such doctrines as Luftwaffe ground forces, which have both the trench and an infiltration unit in the form of Fallschirmjäger. However, only the player who built the trench can spawn infiltration units from the British trench. So let's get right down into the details and try and find out a pattern for the trench spawns. So here we have a trench orientated north to south, and they only appear to be spawning out of the south end, no matter where on the trench I decide to click. However, with this trench orientated east to west, there is no discernible pattern from which door they spawn. Now when it comes to trenches built diagonally, in the first instance, once again there is no discernible pattern from which door they spawn. Whereas in the other direction they seem to spawn only from the north. Remember, in the north to south trench previously, they only spawned from the south. So now you're thinking, well, maybe it has something to do with the orientation of the trench. Note as I rotate this in the UI, you can see that one end of the trench seems to be a bit longer than the other, which will help us get the right orientation. In the first instance, I'm going with short end on the west.
It is finished. Good work, men.
And for the next one, I'm going with long end to the west.
Get it up, schnell. Structure is up. We're relocating.
Short end to the west, they're only spawning from the short end.
Fallschirmjäger are combat ready. Fallschirmjäger are combat ready. Fallschirmjäger on the field. Fallschirmjäger are combat
Long end to the west. Oh no, they're spawning out of both ends. So sorry, once again, no discernible pattern.
Fallschirmjäger